The U.S. Secretary of State is on his farewell tour. Mike Pompeo is currently in Israel, and he says he will be visiting the Golan Heights. Israel captured the territory from Syria during the Six-Day War back in 1967. The Golan Heights was never internationally recognized until Donald Trump came to power.
We've done incredible things. It's remarkable. You went through the list, whether it's the simple fact of recognizing the reality of Jerusalem as the rightful, proper, true capital of Israel. Today I'll get a chance to visit the Golan Heights. The simple recognition of this as part of Israel, too, was a decision President Trump made that is historically important and simply a recognition of the reality. And then you talked about the fact that for a long time the State Department took the wrong view of settlements. It took a view that didn't recognize the history of this special place.
For more on Donald Trump's Middle East legacy, I'm joined by France 24's Foreign Affairs editor, Philip Turle. Philip, you just heard there from that soundbite Mike Pompeo literally fawning over Benjamin Netanyahu. If there's anyone who will be sad to see Donald Trump go, it's the Israeli Prime Minister, isn't it?
Well, Delana, that's certainly true. I think that if you look back at the past nearly 4 years of collaboration between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, it really does appear like a sort of bromance between the two men. And even Benjamin Netanyahu has said that this has been the best presidency of the United States as far as Israel is concerned since Ronald Reagan back in the 1990s. And there are several reasons for this. There are three big ones that were being alluded to there by Mike Pompeo during that press conference. The first one is the controversial decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to move the U.S. embassy back from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That was in December 2017. Then there was the U.S. brokered so-called Abraham Accords to establish diplomatic relations between Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. That was the first time that any Arab country has recognized Israel since Egypt in 1979 and Jordan in 1994. And that accord opens the door for wider financial investments. And then there was the recognition, the one that Mike Pompeo was just alluding to, of the Golan Heights, which seized from Syria in 1967 in the Six-Day War and then annexed by Israel in 1991. And that has not been internationally recognized as Israeli territory by anybody in the international community except the United States.
And let's talk about Donald Trump's successor, Joe Biden. How is he expected to get on with Benjamin Netanyahu, considering his boss at the time, President Barack Obama, had a testy relationship with Netanyahu?
Yeah, it was a pretty tense relationship in the past between Benjamin Netanyahu and the former U.S. President Barack Obama. Of course, that completely changed on the Donald Trump. I think this time around, well, there are certain clues as to what that relationship is going to be like. Joe Biden and Benjamin Netanyahu do know each other very well. I mean, they've known each other right the way back to the 1980s when Benjamin Netanyahu was the former Israeli ambassador at the United Nations. And since the elections in November in the United States, Benjamin Netanyahu has officially recognized the fact that Joe Biden is the president-elect. That was something that Donald Trump tried to get him not to do. But Benjamin Netanyahu is a wily politician, and he knows that Donald Trump is on the way out. He's going to have to work with the new administration in the United States. So he's trying to lay the groundwork for a future transition to working under Joe Biden. And on his side, Joe Biden knows he needs to cooperate with Israel. So he's already said that he is going to recognize the fact that the U.S. embassy should remain in Jerusalem and not move it back to Tel Aviv. So that is music to the ears of Benjamin Netanyahu. Remains to be seen after Joe Biden takes office whether he's going to make further concessions to Israel or not. But the two men do know each other, and they have agreed already to meet.
See what happens. Thank you very much for that, Philip Turle.